I'm trying to get this certification for this IT program or this cybersecurity program or whatever the case may be, but I just don't know how to incorporate time to study for it. Like, how you gonna get a new job if you can't get certification? If you can't get what you need to get done, right? You have to make time, and you don't have to create new time. All you have to do is just spend your time more wisely. So, hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Mindful Vibes 365 podcast, where we have productive and stimulating conversations about how to be more mindful in all the areas of your life. I'm your host, Malaysia, and look, if you're watching this right now, I need you to ask yourself, do you want to win in 2026? Yes or no? Okay. Do you want to have a year full of wins in 2026? Or better yet, I can also ask you the question of, do you want to pull out some quick wins in 2025? Because the year is not over. If you're watching this right now, I need you to understand the year is not over. And if you can say yes to both of these questions, then I need you to understand that it's going to be about your execution. It's going to be about your level of focus. And it's honestly just going to be about how you can efficiently get things done, right? I feel like we all have so many different things on our plate. We have so many things that we have to do, so many things that we want to do, and it gets overwhelming. So you end up falling short on the things that you need to do, and then you never get around to the things that you actually want to do, right? Which is very unfortunate. And I'm just going to let you know, as your favorite internet homegirl, big sister, and voice of reason, if you are ready to elevate and reinvent yourself and execute to the point that you know you're capable of, you need to be habit stacking. Period, point blank. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today, how to effectively habit stack. A lot of y'all may not even know what habit stacking really is, which is why we're having this conversation. I feel like this is the perfect time to talk about this because the way that you do things really matters. And a lot of y'all are just not using your time effectively. You're not learning new things. You're not executing fast enough. You're not getting the things that you need to get done anyway. That's the actual necessity, like I said. And you're overwhelmed. You're tired. You're burned out, you're overstimulated, you're mentally just distraught, okay? I don't want this to be your life for the rest of the year. And the best way to ensure that your 2026 is not going to look like this is to get a full understanding of habit stacking now and learn how to do it and start incorporating it into your schedule, and you'll be good for 2026. Don't wait till January 1st to start doing this, because if you do, you already lost, okay? So today, I am going to break down what habit stacking is, why it's so powerful, and give you a lot of different real life examples of how you can start using it today. Like, this episode is going to change how you move. It's going to change how you operate. You know, if you want your life to be better, then it will. If not, then you might as well just stop watching now, because I'm not sitting up here talking for my health, but I care about the tips and tricks that I give you guys. And honestly, habit stacking has become something very near and dear to me. I habit stack every single day, and it just helps me to get a lot of things done. Like, it's so much stuff to do during the day. If I wasn't habit stacking, I don't really know how I would get all this stuff done. All right, so let's really get into it. This is going to be a quick episode, straight to the point, no fluff. I just want you to listen, comprehend, and understand. Wow, okay, this is how I could be using my time more effectively. I could be doing this, I could be doing that. I don't have to overcomplicate things. So keep that in your mind as we are going through the conversation. All right, so boom. Habit stacking is taking a habit that you already have, you guys, something that you do every single day, like clockwork. Okay, automatically, without thinking. So think about how you wake up at 6 a.m. every single day. Think about how you brush your teeth every single day. Think about how you take a shower in the morning every single day to wake yourself up, right? Those are habits and things that you do like clockwork. Like, you don't have to think about it, okay? You're going to take those habits and you're just going to pair it with a new habit that you want to build. That's it. That's all, okay? Example, you're going to wake up. But not only are you going to wake up, you're going to pray. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to pray. I'm going to pair praying with waking up. Okay? Before I shower, I'm going to read 5 pages. You have to take a shower, but you get it in your head like, you know what? Before I get in the shower, I'm going to read 5 pages, then I'll get in the shower. You have to drive to work every single day. While you're driving to work, you're going to pair that with listening to a podcast. Mind you, this is just an example, but you see how these are all things that you want to naturally do and get better at doing. You might want to pray more often, but you find yourself overcomplicating it, like, wow, I just need a certain time to pray, and I don't know, I just be forgetting it, and I don't know how to fit it in. All you need to do is focus on pairing the habits that you want with habits that you already do. You're not necessarily adding so much more to your day. Like, these are the smallest little things and additions that you can do, right? All you're doing is optimizing the time that you have. And that's what I want y'all to really understand, because in 2026, if you really want to win and execute and take advantage of the things that you want to do and really knock off some goals on your list, like, it's going to require more learning. It's going to require you to pour into yourself more. It's going to require you to deepen your relationship with God, right? And what do those things come with? Learning comes with studying and seeking new information. And your relationship with God strengthening comes with what? Studying your word, listening to sermons, listening to gospel, okay? Making more money comes with what? Learning new skills, right? These are all things that you have to do in order to get to those things, but you have to find time in there somewhere. Okay. Now, the concept of habit stacking actually comes from one of my favorite books, Atomic Habits by James Clear. And this book really taught me how to stop feeling so overwhelmed, how to create momentum, and actually just fit more into my day without feeling exhausted. Like, you don't have to overthink on this stuff that you need to do, that you want to do. You just need a healthy rhythm of doing it. That's it. That's all. And when I tell you it works, like, habit stacking really works, you guys. Pairing habits that you already do on a day-to-day basis and just taking a look at your life, like, you know what, these are things that I do every single day. Regardless of what goes on in my day, I'm going to do this every day. I'm going to do my skincare routine, right? I'm going to brush my teeth. I'm going to floss. I'm going to, wake up in the morning and stretch and get on my phone, right? Your examples of what you may need to do are going to look different, but honestly, you can get you out a pen and a piece of paper and figure out what new habits you want to pair with the habits that you already have, okay? Now, I want to really go deeper into why habit stacking really matters. And it's just like, y'all, honestly, life is only going to get busier, okay? I know that when we were younger, we felt like, wow, I can't wait to be an adult. And now look at us, adults, busy AF. And we have so many different things to do, so many things that we're trying to do, so many things that we're, trying to get done. And it's like, as you're getting older, it's like, okay, now you have a partner, you're incorporating somebody else into your life and into your schedule and routine. Or, you are starting a family as well. So now not only do you have your partner, but you got children that you got to worry about. And, now you're never going to have a long time, right? And, you're chasing more goals, and responsibilities are just going to keep piling up. Like, as you get older, things don't just start magically falling off. Like, no, as you get older, more and more responsibilities come. Like I said, if you want a family, if you want a marriage, if you want to continue to, learn and grow and do better and build a business and get a better job and career, like all of that. And what's going to happen is, you're going to find yourself fighting for time. You don't want that, okay? You don't want to be the person that just feels like, man, I have so much to do on a day-to-day basis. I look forward to just getting in the bed and going to sleep every single day. Before the day even starts, if this is your mentality, that's bad, okay? I'm here to tell you that that's bad. Like, that's not living life, right? And it's only 24 hours in a day. Okay, like, that's not a lot of time. 24 hours is not a lot of time, especially when you have to sleep for at least 7 to 8 hours. You have to drive to and from work. You got to cook dinner. You got to clean your house and get your house in order. You have to make sure your kids are straight. You got to make sure your partner is good, right? You got to run errands for the house and different things, and all of this stuff that takes up a lot of our time. Like I said, you're going to find yourself fighting for time. And most people love to use all of these things that have to get done as an excuse not to do certain stuff. So you start saying stuff like, oh, well, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to go to the gym and work out. I'm just so busy. I don't have time to do that. No, you're never too busy to move your body, okay? That's some BS, but whatever. People love to say, I don't have time to read. I don't have time for self-care. I don't have time to learn a new skill. I don't have time to study, right? Because I want to go back to school, but when would I find time to do that? Oh, but you do have time, okay? You just aren't using the pockets of time you already have. You got to squeeze this shit in, baby. Okay, it's not going to be easy. I didn't say that, but habit stacking is how you stop fighting your schedule and start flowing with it, right? It's going to make your day feel smoother. It's going to build discipline effortlessly. It's going to reduce your procrastination, and it's going to increase your productivity without burnout, right? A lot of y'all are walking around here burnt out, and that is not what life is supposed to be. If you're experiencing burnout, that simply means that you are just not using your time how you should and how you could be using your time. And honestly, this is just the reason why a lot of people aren't winning right now. Like, it's just because you're not doing enough consistently, and you're just doing just enough just to get by, just to say that you got things done. And some of y'all are still falling short, like I said, on the things that you actually do have to get done. And habit stacking is going to fix all of that, okay? I'm going to give you the formula again for how habit stacking works, but this is the correct formula coming from Atomic Habits, okay? After I insert current habit in there, I will insert new habit. Easy, okay? After I wake up in the morning, I will pray. After I brush my teeth, I will say my affirmations. After I wake up, I'm going to drink 2 glasses of water. After I make my morning coffee or my morning tea, I'm going to write 3 top priorities for today. After I put my children to bed, I'm going to stretch for 5 minutes, right? That's all it is. All you're doing is taking a current habit that you have and pairing it with a new habit that you want to form. That's it. That's all. It's really not complicated. This seems like it's such a simple concept, and it's like, honestly, like, why is this girl doing a whole episode on habit stacking? Because a lot of y'all are not doing it. That's why. A lot of y'all are not doing it, and you are not using your time effectively. I know this, right? Because I too was once that person, and it's like, as somebody that's 25, that's so ambitious, that's after so much, that's learning and growing and doing and moving and grooving, it's a lot to get done. And I know that I'm not the only person that feels like, wow, it's just not enough time in a day. Right? I know I'm not the only person. So this is why we're having this conversation right now. You need to get to a point where consistency becomes effortless for you because of the fact that you're attaching a new habit to something that's automatic, right? You need to make it easy to do new things. That's the problem. Like, a lot of people struggle with incorporating new things into their life because they're trying to overcomplicate the process. And I was just honestly having this conversation with somebody today, like, hey, when it comes to doing something new or executing on something, or like an idea that you have, you need to try to eliminate all barriers that would come between you doing that thing, right? You need to make it easy for yourself, because the more that you have to think about it, the more that you have to plan for it and try to maneuver and figure out, well, how am I going to fit this in? And, oh, I got to make extra time for this. No, you don't. All you have to do is just pair the new things that you're wanting to do and get done with things that you're already doing, okay? Now, we're going to get into some more real life, super relatable examples, because I really need y'all to take a look at your day, take a look at your schedule, take a look at how you're using your time, and think to yourself like, okay, boom, I do want to go back to school, or I'm in school right now, and I feel like I'm not studying enough. Okay, I'm not doing as good as I need to be doing on my tests and my quizzes because I'm not studying enough. I don't have my head in the books as much as I should, right? Or I'm trying to get this certification for this IT program or this cybersecurity program or whatever the case may be, but I just don't know how to incorporate time to study for it. Like, how you gonna get a new job if you can't get certification? If you can't get what you need to get done, right? You have to make time, and you don't have to create new time. All you have to do is just spend your time more wisely. So I want you to listen to these examples, and some might apply to you, some might not. It just doesn't matter, whatever your life is like. But take these examples and think about your own life. So boom, let's get into some morning routine examples. And I love these because it's like, in the mornings, a lot of times, a lot of y'all mornings are just kind of all over the place, right? You just moving willy-nilly and you don't really have a set routine, and that's the problem, okay? Because we're so addicted to our phones, that makes it even worse. As soon as you wake up, you're on your phone. Now you're on your phone scrolling for 30, 40 minutes before it's even time to get up, and then maybe sometimes you end up getting up late. Now you rushing. Now you can't do anything else because you're already scrambled for the day. So think about this, you guys. You brush your teeth every morning. How about right after you stop brushing your teeth, you give yourself a nice big smile in the mirror and you say 3 affirmations. And I gave this example before, but there's nothing wrong with saying it again because it's something that I need you to start doing, right? Maybe you have low self-esteem. Maybe you're in a space right now where you are doubting yourself and you have trouble believing in yourself, right? You need to say affirmations. So this is an example that you need to drill in your head, right? Every single morning you need to talk to yourself like, I'm that, right? Don't forget it. It has to become like clockwork. So how do you make something become like clockwork? You're going to pair it with something that you do every single day. You brush your teeth every single morning. I hope you do. And I hope you brush your teeth at night as well, okay? But in the morning, like I said, you're going to brush your teeth. After you finish brushing your teeth, boom, give yourself a nice smile in the mirror, cheese, all that. And then you're going to say 3 affirmations before you walk out that bathroom. Easy. Very, very easy. Let's say you have to take your dog out in the morning. Y'all go for a walk in the morning. Whatever your schedule is, you take the dog out and y'all are out there for roughly maybe 15 to 20 minutes. You don't just take them outside, but you actually go on a walk in the mornings, right? This might be something that you do. This can be the time that you take to cut on some gospel music, right? You want to get closer to God and you want to just get more in the spirit. Cut some gospel music on while you're outside in the morning instead of just standing or walking, being on your phone, okay? Boom. Another example. When you wake up in the morning, make your bed immediately. As soon as you open your eyes and you get out the bed, your new habit needs to be making your bed. Don't let a day go by where you're not making your bed. And I actually do this every single day, and I text somebody like, hey, my bed is made. Period, point blank, because I paired that with the habit of God woke me up this morning. He let me open my eyes again this morning. Let me make my bed. It doesn't have to be like, oh my gosh, I have to clean up my room. I have to make up my bed. Like, why are you overcomplicating this? It's not even all that. Just make your bed up when you wake up, period. And to add on to that, let's say that you're a person that wants to get more physical activity in. When you do wake up in the morning, when you jump out the bed, how about you do 10 push-ups? Maybe 10 push-ups, 10 squats, maybe do both of them. Just to get the juices flowing, just to wake yourself up, boom, then you make your bed. These are all things that you can do in less than 5 minutes. And you're not having to carve out so much time to do it. Like, you can do 10 push-ups easily, boom. 10 squats easily, boom. You didn't have to plan for that. All you did was say, hey, I'm going to wake up, first action, and then I'm going to do 10 push-ups as soon as I wake up. Hey, I'm going to wake up, then I'm going to make my bed immediately, all within the same breath, right? These are just examples of how you can start doing more and getting more things done. Moving on to the next example, let's say you work from home. You have a good old work from home job. Ooh, you are so blessed. But let's just say you have the ability to look at your calendar. You know what meetings are going to be happening. You know when you're going to be sitting on a meeting, and you know what your schedule is going to be like after that. How about if you're a person that wants to get more movement in, you claim you can't find the time to go to the gym. Okay, cool. How about you say, I'm going to get on a meeting. I have to get on a meeting every single day at this time. After this meeting is over, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to do 10 squats. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to do 10 push-ups, right? I am going to do something, okay, right after I have to do something else. I'm going to pair this new habit with something that I already have to do. And like, a meeting is not necessarily a habit, but you're taking one task that you have to do, that you already do, and you're pairing it with a new task. So it's fairly simple, you guys. Maybe you work in an office or you work in a warehouse and you have to drive to work, wherever you work. Think about how much time that is when you have to commute to and from work. All that time adds up. What if it took you an hour to get to work every single day and it takes you an hour to get home? If you live in Atlanta, yeah, that's probably accurate because it's traffic. So that's 2 hours total per day. And if you work 5 days a week, that's 10 hours. What if you're studying and you're in school and you're like, you know what? I need to start squeezing in some more study time. What could you be listening to on your way to work, right? You have to drive to work. You are just going to take the time that you drive to work and you're going to play an audiobook. You're going to play your notes. You're going to play a sermon. You're going to play a podcast, right? You're trying to get better with your personal finances. Okay, well, what do I need to do? I need to start watching, or I want to start watching more personal finance podcasts and teachings. But I don't know if I have the time. Of course you have the time, because you have to drive to work every single day and you're in traffic. So you're in the car from anywhere from, like I said, 45 minutes to an hour. You can get through a whole episode, boom, easily. Now you don't have to carve out the time after you come from work, because maybe, your kids are going to be at home and you're not going to have the time to have that alone time by yourself to really digest the information, to really digest the notes that you need to study your test, right? For your certification or for your class or whatever the case may be. But y'all, you have so much time. You have the time to do these things. And I just want you to understand that it's easy. It's not hard at all. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into the conversation. This episode is actually sponsored by my brand, Mindful Vibes 365. If you or anyone you know are currently experiencing feelings of frustration, anxiety, depression, overstimulation, mental burnout, and just overall disconnection from God, I can guarantee you that it's time for you to reprogram your mind and vibe. And the quickest, most easiest way for you to do this is actually by fasting and detoxing from secular music. Now, as someone that did this for an entire year, I can honestly say it changed my life completely. I underwent a transformation in all areas of my life once I cut out secular music. Now, do you have to do this for an entire year? No, the transformation started weeks into my year-long fast, which is exactly why 90 days is the sweet spot. So, luckily for you guys, I created a 90-day guided workbook that's actually going to help you successfully overcome your anxiety, depression, overstimulation, mental burnout, and disconnection from God, because it's going to require you to complete a series of activities that are going to stimulate your mind and vibe every single day. This workbook is not only going to allow you to journal what's on your mind and what's your vibe for the next 90 days, it's going to help you stay on track with consuming the required productive and stimulating things that you're going to be listening to every single day. You're going to have access to recommended hand-picked sermons, audiobooks, podcasts, personal development teachings, Bible readings, gospel songs, and so much more, which are all the things that you're going to be required to listen to for the next 90 days, every single day around the clock. I can honestly go ahead and congratulate you in advance on the new person you're getting ready to become once completing this workbook, because replacing secular music with more spiritual, stimulating, productive, motivating, and uplifting tunes is going to completely change your life. So make sure you go ahead and click the link below to get a copy of your 90-day guided workbook today. I cannot wait to hear more about your transformation and the new person that you become once you complete this 90-day workbook. So congratulations again in advance. Make sure you get a copy of yours today. Click the link below. Now let's get back to the conversation. Boom. Another example. You work in an office building and you have to get to the second floor, the third floor, right? Instead of taking the elevator, take the steps. You said you want to lose some weight, right? But you don't have time to go to the gym because your commute is so far. So now you have to leave an extra hour early just to get to work, right? So, and when it's time to come home, you have a long commute on the way home. So you can't seem to find time to fit the gym in. Okay, cool. What you think is going to happen if you start saying, you know what? Every single day, I'm going to take the stairs instead of the elevator. I have to go to work and I have to get to the second or third floor or whatever. I'm just going to hit the steps. Oh, maybe you'll start shedding that weight. Maybe you'll start burning those calories a little bit more, right? It's not hard. This is how consistency builds up when you have a very busy life. Maybe as a student, you are not good about knowing how to stay on top of your day. So before bed every single night, when you climb into bed after you've showered and lotioned down and moisturized and all that stuff, you're going to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to get in bed and I'm going to prep and review my schedule for tomorrow, like clockwork, okay? You can't get in bed and not prep your schedule for tomorrow. That's not how it works. This is how habit stacking goes, y'all. You take a habit that you do and you pair it with a new habit. You get in bed at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. When I get in this bed, I'm going to be reviewing my schedule for tomorrow. Simple, okay? If you're a parent and you have a super busy schedule, right? And you're trying to figure out, wow, how can I maximize my time as a parent? Because baby, kids will take up all your time. You're going to have to start taking some of those activities that you do as a parent and pairing it with activities that you want to do as a person. Okay, just because you're a parent, that does not mean that your children have to run your entire life. You are still in control. So when you are prepping in the morning and you're cooking breakfast and you're making your child's lunch, right? Oh, you need to study because you're in school. This is when you should be letting your notes play out loud. You feel like you don't get enough time with God? Okay, when you're downstairs in the kitchen cooking, washing dishes, making breakfast, and prepping lunch, you know, for a good 45 minutes to an hour by yourself before your children gets up, what could you be doing? You compare that with listening to and watching a sermon. You're taking something that you have to do and pairing it with something that you want to do. Pairing it with something that you really need to do in order to move yourself forward, right? Okay, boom, moving on. Fitness and health, right? When you warm up your shower every single day, you know, some of y'all like to cut on the shower and you like to, let it warm up for 10, 20 minutes. Okay, cool. When you do that, in that time where you're letting the shower warm up, say, hey, while I'm letting the shower warm up, I'm going to form a new habit of doing jumping jacks. I'm gonna do 50 jumping jacks, right? Before I get in the shower. I'm gonna do 20 push-ups before I get in the shower. Boom, like clockwork. It's easy, y'all. It's so easy and so simple. This is one of my favorite examples. When you are watching TV and you're relaxing, you're gonna say, you know what? On every commercial break, I'm going to stretch. I'm gonna do some jumping jacks. I'm gonna do some push-ups. I'm gonna do 5 squats. It doesn't even have to be a lot. All you have to do is get yourself in the habit and the rhythm of doing these things. You can focus on increasing later. You don't have to start off doing 100 jumping jacks, but you can break that up. 10 here, 10 here, 10 here. Easy, just to get your heart going, just to get your heart pumping, right? That's only going to motivate you to keep going. Let's just say you want to get back into reading more often. When you plug your phone up and put it on a charger, you're going to pick up a book. You're not going to put your phone on the charger and be sitting on your phone while it's charging. No, you're going to say, you know what? Every single night when I put my phone on the charger, I'm going to read 3 pages. 3 is very bare minimum. I say 10 to be honest, because 10 is not even a lot, but you can start with 5. How about that? I'll meet you in the middle. I'm going to read 5 pages when I put my phone on the charger at nighttime before I get ready to go to bed, okay? I could honestly sit here all day and give y'all examples of stuff that you can do to habit stack and how you can start pairing things that you already do with things that you really want to do and things that you need to do. But to be honest, you know your life better than I do, all right? And that's just the straight up truth. So this is why you have to take inventory of, look, man, what is it that I want? What do I want to learn? What do I want to gain? Do I want to make more money? How much of it do I want to make? Do I want to get closer to God? Do I want to become a better partner? Do I want to become a better parent? Do I want to have a healthier, better fit body? Okay. What is it that you want? And from there, you can start figuring out, okay, now how can I get that? Right? And that's why I said you can add in the smallest little changes. A sermon a day will keep you sane, right? 10 push-ups a day. Well, start doing something for your arms, okay? Doing squats will start doing something for your legs. It's a start, and that's all you need is to start. Like I said before, habit stacking is going to cut down on your procrastination. It's going to build your discipline up without force. It's going to make hard tasks and tasks that you feel like you don't have time for just feel natural. Like, oh yeah, boom, I have a rhythm of doing stuff. Okay, you ever go to somebody's house and they have like a rhythm of doing things? They have a way of doing things. Like, boom, yeah, when I come in the house, boom, I take my shoes off immediately. Then I go to the kitchen and I get me a glass of water, something to drink, right? Those are people that habit stack. That's habit stacking. You may have not known that, but that's all habit stacking is. It's going to help you to achieve more in less time. It's going to help you increase your confidence. It's going to create momentum. It's going to improve your well-being. Like, you'll start to feel like, wow, I'm actually doing it. I'm really, I'm really doing shit. I'm really getting stuff done. Okay? Because consistency builds identity, identity builds confidence, and confidence builds success. And is that not what we all want? Success. Is that not what you want in 2026? I'm pretty sure it is. Is that not what you want right now in 2025? Like, you can get some quick wins out the way. For sure. Don't think that you can't, because you absolutely can. So how can you start today? Here's your starter plan. All right. I know y'all love this part. I'm never going to have an episode where I'm not just straight up telling you this is what you can do right now, today. When you get done listening to this episode, this is what I advise you to do. I want you to pick one habit, just one. I'm not even going to make you do multiple right now. You can do that if you want to be an overachiever, though. I want you to pick one habit that you already do every single day, and I want you to pick a small new habit that you want to do, that you want to add. Pair them together. I just gave you hella examples of things that you can do. Fill in the blanks of stuff that you want to start incorporating into your life. Start tiny and just commit to doing it daily. I'm going to do this every single day. I already do this, and now I'm going to do this every single day. No excuses, okay? Then eventually add another one. And then add another one. And then this is how you're going to transform yourself and your life in the way that you maneuver without feeling so overwhelmed. I don't want y'all to feel overwhelmed, because there's no need to feel overwhelmed, you guys. Okay. In closing, that is your challenge for this week. My challenge to you is to pick one habit that you already have and pick a habit that you want to build and stack them. Starting today, you are going to become more intentional with your time. The purpose of this episode was for you to understand, like, hey, you have more time than you think, and you just spend a lot of your time BSing. I'm going to be honest. You spend a lot of time scrolling on your phone. When I catch myself scrolling, and I be like, damn, I done sat here and just scroll and wasted 30 minutes or 45 minutes when I could have been reading. I didn't even read today. What are you doing? Like, it's not making sense. You have the time. You have plenty of time to get things done. It's just about how you're using your time. You're spending your time sending reels all day, gossiping, scrolling, looking at TikToks, watching other people's lives, right? All of this stuff that don't matter. Okay. And if you apply what I gave you today, y'all, 2026 is going to be the first time if you implement habit stacking where you actually have an effective year. You actually are executing in your year. You actually are getting shit done. Like, period, point blank. You're going to be unstoppable. And those goals on your list are going to be checked off. The things that you want to do, the things that you're studying, right? You're going to start passing those quizzes. If you're on your way to get a degree, you are going to start making more money, saving more money, right? Getting closer to God. All of these different things simply because you're taking your time and using it wisely and spending your time doing things that are just going to help you move forward. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share this episode with somebody who needs a reminder, somebody who just needs a new perspective on how they need to start delegating their time. I know you know somebody that's always just like, oh, I just don't have enough time in the day. I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired. I feel like I don't have time to do this, that, and the third. Okay, woo, woo, woo. Yeah, share this episode with them, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm so excited about the direction of where this podcast is going. We have so many just pleasant surprises in store. So many new things that are coming in. I'm just super grateful, and I'm excited to continue to keep building my tribe. So thank you guys so much for tuning into the conversation, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode. Bye.